Hello, everyone. I'm Miss Drea. Miss Dory and I had such an amazing time working with our Mythmakers class. We talked about all kinds of myths from all over the world. Everything from heroes to anti-heroes, villains, protagonists, antagonists. We talked about what we really loved about them and what we thought could be just a little bit better. And then together as a group, we came up with the most amazing myth, which we're about to read for you today. Actually, we had so many ideas. I really think we could have come up with probably 3 or 4 more stories, but there's really only so much time in one class. So I'd like to take a minute to thank all my wonderful friends for joining me for class and all of you for joining us today. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy our myth.
Now you will be taken over by my master as well.
What do you mean by that? Who is your master?
That doesn't matter anymore.
Well, you have to tell me sometime.
Whoa, hold up. That is not the way it happened.
Yes, it is. I was there.
No, you weren't.
Okay, maybe not physically, but...
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No, you weren't.
Okay, we can solve this with a simple flashback.
Well, here's what really happened. Once there was a baby born in a small village in Mexico.
Wait, no one wants to hear about the baby part. Fast forward to the good stuff.
Oh my gosh, do you want to do this?
Yes, I actually would.
Fine, but I'm making corrections when you get it wrong.
Whatever. Anyway, there was this awesome chick named...
Don't call them a chick. That's so rude.
What do you mean, rude?
Their gender fluid means that they can change genders whenever they want, and it's rude to assume they...
All right, I get it. You're right, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is Alex.
Hey!
As a teenager, Alex had some trouble making the best choices.
Excuse me, I thought you were going to let me do this.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Besides, you would have glossed over that part, I'm sure.
Hey, are we gonna do this or what?
I see your point. Whenever Alex made someone mad, they figured it was good to disappear for a while. Their favorite spot to disappear was an open pasture area outside of the little town.
Oh, hey, Jordan.
Fight with your Madre again?
And Carlos accused me of stealing some of the rolls he made for the festival.
Did you?
Come on, he just sat them out in the courtyard.
Too cool. I swear, Alex, one day you're gonna...
Hang up, what's that?
Too cool. Looks like a hunt.
But it's just a baby.
Meat is meat to the hunters.
A full-grown buck is one thing, but going after a baby is just wrong.
Where are you going?
Go back to the village and see if you can get some help.
We're so gonna regret this.
They couldn't see the hunters anymore, but they could still hear the dogs barking. They followed the sound, but...
By the time they caught up, the dogs had already had the fawn trapped, backed up against a cliff.
Looks like we got here before the hunters.
Yeah, but they can't be far behind.
Yeah, I know.
Alex slowly crept between the dogs toward the helpless animal.
What are you doing?
Trust me.
Alex slowly picked up the fawn.
Realizing Alex's plan, Jordan began whistling to the dogs to get their attention so Alex could get away.
Once they were clear, Alex made their way deeper into the woods.
Jordan followed after a few minutes.
I think we're clear.
Yeah, but you're completely nuts.
As Alex placed the little fawn on the ground, it began to glow with a golden light.
Are they supposed to do that?
How should I know? I've never seen a glowing fawn.
The light got so bright they both had to shield their eyes.
When they were able to look back again, the fawn was gone and a tall golden woman stood in its place.
I am Coatlicue. Feel free to be impressed. Coatlicue, mother of the gods? Oh, good grief, don't tell me you've never heard of me. Anyway, since you have shown yourself to be good people by saving a helpless fawn from certain death, I will grant you a wish.
Wow! Any wish?
Well, within reason, I suppose. I'm not going to make you ruler of the world or anything, but generally, yes.
And what's the catch?
The catch, Miss Negative, is that you get exactly what you wish for. No more, no less. I am a goddess, not a genie.
That's amazing. I wish for gold so my family won't be poor anymore.
A decent wish, although you may have to work a bit for that one.
What do you mean?
Well, if I were to just give you a sack of gold, the people in your village will assume there's some hidden cave and get mad when you don't tell them where it is. Or that you stole it, in which case...
Yeah, I get your point.
What I can do is point you in the right direction. If you truly want wealth without being suspected of something sinister, you'll need to leave your village, head to Paris. At the top of the Eiffel Tower, you will find instructions to guide you to the life you truly desire.
No arguments here. I'm going crazy in this village anyway. Thank you.
Wow, the light is so bright. I didn't realize the sun was going down.
Ah! Oh no, I gotta get home. Mama's gonna be so mad at you. Thank you.
Well, my dear, is there something you would like as well?
Actually, I think there might just be.
Alex ran home to tell their mother about the goddess, packing for the journey to Paris.
Although their mother wasn't so sure.
Alex, are you sure you didn't fall asleep in the field? It wouldn't be the first time.
No, Mom, it was real. You can ask Jordan. We need to go to Paris and find the life we truly desire.
Okay, but you can understand how this sounds a little crazy, right?
I know, but Mom, you know I'm going crazy here anyway. Everyone hates me.
They don't hate you.
Mom, please. I know they hate me, but it's okay. This is not just not the place where I belong.
I know you feel that way.
You don't want to come with me, do you?
It's not that I don't want to. You're my child, and I love you. But I think this is your journey to make.
I understand. I think Jordan might come so you don't have to worry about me being alone at least.
Now that is a good idea.
So Alex and Jordan set out on their journey to Paris.
He's making this sound way more idyllic than it was. They had a long walk ahead of them.
Maybe, but they hadn't been walking that long when they heard a loud squawking.
As they followed the sound, they found a magical griffin.
They could see that the griffin was trapped in a magical tomato plant.
It's trapped. We should help it.
It's a griffin. How do we know it's not going to attack us?
We don't, but you want it to suffer?
Thinking of the baby deer, Jordan decided she didn't want it to suffer. And she remembered she packed her utility knife in all of her camping gear.
As Alex distracted the plant, Jordan cut away the vines to free the animal.
Thank you for your help. I am forever in your debt. What can I do to repay you?
There's one thing we need. We can't walk on water, so do you know a way that we can get to Paris?
Ah, Paris, my home. I'll fly you out to the nearest island, but that's as far as I can go.
That would be great.
Are you sure that's safe? Can you hold both of us safely?
Of course I can. With my majestic beauty, I can hold anyone.
If you're sure.
Jordan had barely finished climbing onto the griffin's back when he took off.
He flew so fast they felt like they were traveling through a wind tunnel.
In a fraction of the time it would normally take, he landed on an island in the middle of the ocean.
This is as far as my wings can take you. There is a boat on the far side of the island that you are welcome to use for the remainder of your journey, and this is for you.
What is it?
It is a magical flute. If you are ever in need, play it and my brethren and I will come to your aid.
Wow, thank you.
But of course, and now I will take my leave.
They found the boat and it was quite large, but there were no people anywhere.
As they climbed aboard, the boat magically came to life. The ramp lifted and the anchor raised, and they were on their way.
They had been sailing for about a day when they spotted another ship.
As the other ship got closer, they could hear the pounding of drums and the screaming of war cries.
Please don't tell me those are not Vikings.
Sorry, you don't like it when I lie.
Yeah, you've trespassed on our waters, friends. That means you forfeit all your goods to tribute. Come to think of it, that's a fine ship. We'll be taking that as well. Prepare to be boarded.
What do we do?
I'm thinking.
Alex and Jordan ran around searching the ship for something to help fight them off, but it seemed the ship was not armed.
Enough with the dangerous stuff. Hey, Alex!
What? I'm kind of busy at the moment.
Yeah, busy being forgetful. You have a magic flute. Use it.
Oh, yeah.
You're not supposed to do that, you know.
Yeah, moving on.
Whatever. So Alex pulled the flute and played it to signal the griffins that they needed help.
Nothing's happening.
Did you hear that, Ivan? They're welcoming us aboard with music.
Alex, play it again.
Don't you think that would be rude?
Rude? Are you kidding me? Now you're worried.
Did you hear that? It worked.
They looked toward the sound of all the kind and saw a huge flock of griffins headed in their direction.
When they got close enough, the griffins began to attack the Viking longboat. They tore a huge hole in the middle of the ship.
As most of the flock was working on the Vikings, a large golden griffin landed in the middle of the boat near Alex and Jordan.
Please, my friend, you saved my brother from that lonesome cancer. I am most pleased to be able to return the favor.
A second griffin landed next to Razorbeak, carrying a small bag.
General, this is all we found on the ones that did not already fall in the water.
Thank you, my attendant.
That's very nice of you, thank you.
With the Vikings defeated, the Griffins said goodbye, and Alex and Jordan continued on their journey.
When they arrived in France, they started walking, but were in for a surprise.
Just as they were heading into a large forest, they heard a voice.
That's far enough.
As they stood frozen in the path, a large tree began to move in front of them.
As they watched, Alex realized that they weren't looking at leaves on a tree, but scales on a very large dragon.
You steal from us that what is most precious and have the nerve to return to the forest.
Steal? We didn't steal anything.
We never been here before.
You lie. We can smell it on you. Hand over the bag and you will die quickly.
Don't you mean or we will die quickly?
Did you say we?
It was then they realized, as they watched the trees move around them, they were completely surrounded by dragons.
Okay, seriously, I think you have mixed us up with somebody else. We're
Wait, Alice, this is hand over the bag. It's the bag that we got from the Vikings.
yeah.
Have you looked inside yet?
No, I didn't really think about that. We think you know what's happening. Some Vikings attacked our ship on the way here, and we picked up some of their stuff when the Griffins helped us defeat them.
Is it possible that these Vikings were the ones that stole from you?
This might be possible, Zia. One human looks very much like another to me.
Well, we don't need whatever this is, so here.
Jordan took the bag from Alex and opened it. Inside was an enormous egg. She placed it on the ground a few feet from where they were standing, then ran back to Alex.
One of the dragons gently picked it up in its beak and walked away.
Well, assuming your story is true, I don't suppose it would be right to eat you now.
Actually, it might be worth rewarding them since they did return the egg and defeat the thieves that took it.
Very well. Here, take this blade with our thanks.
We don't like humans in our forest, but there are some beings here that are not nearly as nice as we are. So where is it that you're heading?
To the top of the Eiffel Tower, actually.
Well, that's not far from here. How about we give you a ride? You hop on my back, and your friend can ride Pax here.
Really? That would be awesome.
Hang on, Alice. They were thinking about eating us just a few minutes ago.
Oh, come on, Jordan. You worry too much.
As Jordan turned to climb up the dragon she was supposed to ride, Pax's eyes went wide and his head came up.
Jordan knew animals and could tell he sensed something.
What is it?
Something bad. Very, very bad.
Lyra the dragon was nice enough to drop Alex right at the top of the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Alex had told her about the journey they were on, and Lyra had directed them to a secret platform hidden at the very tip of the tower she had heard about.
It took a bit, but Alex was able to find the entrance. Inside, all they found was what looked like a huge ruby.
They had been searching the room for the clue the goddess had told them about for a while when Jordan finally made her way to the tower.
There you are. I've been searching this room, but I can't find anything. No map, no instructions. I don't know what the goddess wanted us to find.
Do you not think that huge ruby over there means something?
Maybe. But what are we supposed to do with it?
Well, I do have an idea.
Jordan took the ruby from its pedestal, walked to the edge of the platform, and dropped it.
It hit the ground at the base of the tower and shattered, releasing a cloud of red fog that began creeping across the city.
What the heck did you do that for?
Jordan released a laugh filled with so much evil. Alex began to back away from their friend.
Ha 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 ha.
She then dissolved into a cloud of inky black and flowed over the side of the tower, following the ruby's path to the ground.
Well, that just happened. Hey, narrator peeps, you want to fill me in here?
So, Jordan may have been taken over by one of the nasty things from the forest the dragons told you about.
What? Don't tell me it's just because I left her there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Aw, man.
Alex found the elevator and started to ride down.
Meanwhile, the fog the ruby had released was sinking and finding suitable human hosts to fulfill the commands of one who freed it.
Which in this case was the thing inside of Jordan, which was a zombie skeleton. Hence, a whole city full of zombie skeleton horde.
By the time Alex got to the ground, half the city was under evil's control and there was no sign of Jordan.
Well, I do.
Seems like a good time to try some kind of magical item.
Stop that. You're not supposed to interfere.
Too late! Alex remembered the blade the dragons had given them and pulled it from its sheath.
Don't know much about magic, but it's all I've got.
Alex ran around to the base of the tower until they saw Jordan. She seemed to be giving orders to a group of zombie skeletons.
As Alex crept closer, the blade in their hands started to glow faintly with golden writing.
What's this now?
Read it! Out loud!
Right, okay.
Oh, good grief. As Alex began to read the words on the blade, there was a shriek. It took Alex a minute to realize it came from Jordan.
Someone's trying to draw me out. Find them!
As Alex continued to read the words on the blade, they could hear Jordan screaming.
The more they read, the more they could feel the blade pulling. Alex realized they would have to get closer to Jordan with the blade.
When Alex peeked around the building, they could see only a few minions near Jordan, who was screaming in pain on her knees.
Not going to get any better than that, I guess.
Taking a deep breath, Alex stepped out from their hiding place and ran towards Jordan.
When the zombie skeletons realized what Alex was doing, they tried to stop them, but Alex had too much of a head start.
When Alex got within about 10 feet of Jordan, the light from the blade got so bright, Alex had to strain to keep looking at it.
All at once, the light from the blade sprang forward to encompass Jordan like a spotlight.
The inky cloud of the entity inside of Jordan came pouring out of her mouth and was sucked up by the light of the blade, and Jordan collapsed.
Well, that takes care of that.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, wait, you mean the fact that I'm still surrounded by zombie skeletons about to attack me? Right.
As the zombie skeletons wrestled Alex to the ground, Jordan woke up.
Alex, the ruby.
Jordan! I'm super glad you're alright, but I'm kind of fighting for my life at the moment.
The ruby with the blade. Touch the ruby.
Oh, ruby blade, got it.
Alex saw a piece of the ruby not too far away and began reaching out with the blade.
Just a little bit further.
As the blade made contact with the piece of ruby, there was a bright red flash.
When everyone could see again, all the people had been released from the fog, turned back to normal, and Alex was suddenly at the center of a very large group hug.
Oh, wow. Although we didn't break the record, that certainly was the largest group hug I've ever seen. Thank you all for participating. Well done, Alex.
You're here?
Well, of course. I'm everywhere, you know.
Did you know that this was all going to happen? Did you set the show up?
What do you think? Well, while you're pondering that, might I suggest collecting that ruby before it causes more problems?
Oh my gosh, the ruby.
I got it. I figured that we didn't want it just staying around.
They turned to give the ruby to the goddess, but she was already gone.
Well, we're taking this back.
When they got to the elevator to return to the top of the tower, there was only one button to select.
Well, that's new. Guess we've only got one choice.
The doors closed and the elevator started to move.
See if it was going down. Could it have been going up?
Yeah.
When the elevator stopped and the doors opened, Alex and Jordan could only stare in wonder.
They had found the city the goddess had promised, the city of untold wealth and opportunity.
They reached for their friend's hand and they stepped across the threshold into a new future.